Hey guys, welcome to the Mixin. Hey guys, welcome to the Mixin Vixens. We're back. This week we come with an exciting episode based on that delicious looking picture of a banana tobacco. Everybody knows that tobacco is my thing. So I think I am now nominating myself to go last. Uh, Everybody's looking at me like, what did she just say? Yeah, but we have Alicia is with us. Say hi, Alicia. Or Leilani.
Hello.
Hi guys, welcome to the Mixin Vixens. Um, who wants to go first? Don't
Um,
everybody jump up and say me first.
Not me. I went first one time already. I'm out.
You're out. You're
I'm out.
out. Oh, I don't think Alicia has gone first yet.
Oh,
No, and we should have me go first anyway, because I'm pretty sure mine will be the worst out of all of them.
Don't be so sure. You got to steep tobaccos, so I'm gonna mix every single one of the ones you guys posted, even if I have to go buy flavors, and I'll give you some honest feedback from somebody who enjoys them.
All right. Well, I don't enjoy tobaccos. They make me nauseous. So this was a challenge for me. And it's still not quite to my liking. But then again, I don't think it ever will be unless I've removed the tobacco side from it. But do we got mine up? It's coming up, I think.
Sweet torture for making me do a raspberry crate.
Well, at least
I made 500 renditions of that.
Jesus. I didn't make too many renditions because I can't vape that many of them. But so I went with like a bourbon bacco banana pudding.
Nice.
So I didn't want to do something just like a plain banana pudding or something like that, but I wanted it to be more of like an adult themed banana pudding because, well, if you're throwing tobacco in there, I feel like that's going to apply more towards like an adult palate. And then I was thought about it. And I was like, you know what? I want some bourbon action to it. I was drinking bourbon when I created it, so I just kind of went
Nice.
with it. So
Actually, bourbon does always go well with banana backos, so that was a good choice. It might be really good. I haven't even looked at it, but I'm gonna look at it now.
Well, it's on the screen if you want to look at it. So I used to obviously for the bourbon portion, I used Kentucky bourbon. That's a really good bourbon flavor. I kept it at 2%, so it was not where it's super alcoholy, but just like a nice good hint. I backed it up with aged bourbon cream, which really isn't like a bourbon. It's definitely more of a cream, but it complements the Kentucky bourbon pretty well. And then for the I use vanilla pudding from Flavora as to add more of the cream and pudding aspect to it. I probably could have maybe gone a little bit higher, but I kept it at 2.5. If I were to bump it up, I'd probably bump it up to a 3. And then I went with for the bananas, I did banana Foster and Flavora banana. It kind of came out like a sweeter banana. Nothing too like a slight almost hint of candying, which I guess would make sense if it's like a pudding because pudding kind of has almost that like slightly candied to it, but nothing too crazy. It's more like the banana Foster portion of things that added the candying, I think. But for the tobacco, I went with Tatanka tobacco. I was looking around for one that's going to be more aromatic and less ashy. And that one was the I tried rye for, but it wasn't working for me, and I also ended up running out. So I had to give up on that one and decided to try Tatanka instead. There was a flavor review I'd saw for it on the Reddit, and so that's why that one piqued my interest. I have not had a chance to let it steep long enough to really get the full flavoring of the tobacco to go in here, but that's okay with me because again, I don't like tobaccos. Hey, Rin, you want to go next?
Sure.
All right.
So I did a pretty basic blend. I didn't want it to be too desserty personally. I kind of just wanted it to be tobacco with a hint of banana. So the good thing about this recipe is I would say a lot of people should have the ingredients. There's not many to it. There is an optional, and I don't know if, yeah, it says it over there. I'll get to the optional part later. So I use banana nut bread because it's the only banana that actually tastes like banana to me. Everything else tastes candied. Plus, I feel like nuts, even though I feel like the nut in banana nut bread isn't very prominent, but I figured it would complement the tobacco well.
Right.
I used the Flavora Turkish tobacco because it's supposed to have like kind of, again, a nutty kind of flavor to it. I didn't want it to be too spiced. I did try a variant with a spiced tobacco and it turned out horribly, but it might have been the Vienna cream I tried to use with it. It ended up tasting like nail polish remover, which isn't good.
Yeah.
But anyway,
No.
yeah.
Nail polish, that's the best flavor.
Yeah, it was really bad. And then I added just a little.
That one, it'll be good though. One with good steep, I bet that one will be good because that's just part of the Vienna cream, especially when you mix it with tobacco and don't let it sit like a lifetime almost.
Oh, well, it'll chill for a bit then if I still even have it. And then I added a little bit of Capella's graham cracker version 2, just to give it a nice little graham note to go along with the banana nut bread because I like those two together. A variant that you can use, just because I was testing the vape train honeycomb today, and I'm trying to think like, what would this taste good with? And I was like, oh, tobacco, like that would probably go really nicely together. So if you have that flavor or interested in it, you can sub it out in place of the graham cracker at about like 1%. And it just kind of gives it a nice little toffee note to it and kind of turns it into, if you wanted a sweeter or more dessert-like tobacco. But as it stands, just recipe I put there, it's just like to me, tobacco forward with just like a hint of the banana and sweetness in the background. So yeah, that's what I did.
Sounds good. I think I'll try that one too. I have those flavors.
How is the graham cracker V2? I don't think I tried that one.
It's pretty good actually. I don't really like the V2s too much, but that one in particular is good.
Is it soft or is it like a gritty graham cracker?
I don't get any grit from it. It's pretty smooth, a little bit sweet. It's good.
Oh, I like this. Simple and clean.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh,
So
wait, Jen, you're going last?
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
I wrote a book with mine, and I don't think I've published it publicly yet, so I'm going to go through the book. I think I'm lagging.
Is it like Harry Potter? Am I going to have to read like 5 chapters?
No, it's 4.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'm next. Okay. Is mine up? Yes, no, maybe so. Oh, there she is. I can see her. So I made a macadamia nut and cake, like a chiffon cake, tobacco, because I never had tobacco until Ren had sent me some of Jen's mix, this nice light sweet tobacco mix, and I really liked it. So I was like, okay, let me figure something out. What do I like about tobaccos? And I tested some tobaccos, a lot of tobaccos, and I decided that I would go with a bakery style tobacco because a lot of the ones that I like, right, are not straight like ashy tobacco, but they borderline, not even they borderline, like they're straight like bakeries, like biscuits or cookies with like sweet nuts, PG-13 nuts. And I really like that a lot. So in this recipe, I'll read my summary and I double check people. Yes, I have a lot of flavors and sometimes I select the wrong ones and I don't double check, which I should, but all these are right. I'm almost 100% sure. So let's start. It's a light, sweet, and soft banana chiffon cake, topped with macadamia nuts and a nutty bakery-style tobacco, plural. I combine Inawera 555 gold tobacco and sweet tobacco pure, along with macadamia nut VTA, and together they make a nice nutty kind of bakery-ish style tobacco, which was, and it's not ashy or anything, because that's what I was afraid of. But the Inawera 555 gold and the sweet tobacco pure, they're just sweet, nutty, kind of, no caramel though, because I didn't want caramel. That's the thing. I just wanted something to complement the macadamia nut and to kind of boost that up and make that shine. So I added that. And then at the base, I have Jungle Flavors Yellow Cake. I was gonna use Flavor West Yellow Cake, but it was on top of the sweetness of the sweet tobacco and the banana sweet cream that I added, it started muting everything. So I decided to go with Yellow Cake Jungle Flavors because it's a light, almost like angel food cake. It's not really like a pound cake or a dense yellow cake. So I went with that and it was nice. And then I combined banana Hankson and ripe banana, because that's my banana, ripe banana Flavor Revolution. I love that banana. It's so good. It's nice. It's a nice ripe banana. Along with the banana sweet cream. Ooh, yes. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, sweet banana cream is actually really good. It's mostly cream and it's not a candy or Laffy Taffy banana. It's actually just like a soft hint of banana mixed in like almost like a milkshake with like one slice of banana, and it's sweet. So it kind of rounds out those kind of nutty, sharp edges from the tobaccos and also tones down some of the unripe banana that I find in Hankson. And it just smooths everything out and adds a little bit of body and depth to the Jungle Flavors Yellow Cake. Did I name all my ingredients? I think so. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. So that's my recipe. So it's nutty and creamy right up front. And then below that, like right in the middle, you taste that soft banana. And then following that, you taste that cake flavor. And it's just really nice. I like this one. And there's little to no ash that I can detect in here. It's just a nice, soft, sweet bakery. And I didn't add sweetener because it actually didn't need it, which is, I'm coming to find, and I'm against it because I love my sweeteners. I love my sweeteners. But it's good without sweetener. I hate this. Darn you, Shindo. Darn you, Fresh and Ren. I hate all of you, but yeah, at the end, thank you, bye.
Well, that's good to hear. So far, what I understand here is that Alicia wasn't crazy about the tobaccos no matter what. Ren decided to do a do you guys hear that in the background?
Yep.
My dog is going nuts. My daughter's coming back into town. I should go shut her up, but do you guys want to chat a second so I can go kill my dog? Just kidding.
You can mute, not mute her. That'd be animal abuse.
Yeah, I won't kill her. I mean, my daughter won't let me. But hey, just so everybody that's watching knows, I've had mic problems today. They made me take down the mic. The mic has a muting, so I'm using just what comes out of my computer. So what you guys hear is what everything around me. There's no noise cancellation or anything.
She's going crazy. She's saying, Jen, there's danger.
Somebody's at my door. Hold on a second.
Okay, as she was saying, I decided to go for a non-bakery tobacco. I think that's where she was going with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Leilani went with
a bakery.
There you go.
Yep. I don't know. I didn't want to do, like, I never vaped tobaccos until Ren had actually sent me a few tobaccos to try. And some of them were a lot heavier, kind of, I forgot the names. There's a whole list of names of different types of tobaccos I was trying to remember, like Turkish, Cavendish, Burley. There's all types of like shags and cuts and I was like, what the mess? I'm like, I don't need, God. All I know is that I used to smoke Black and Milds on the daily and Newport 100s, like a pack a day. That's all I knew about tobacco, just nicotine in my system. But as I started researching and stuff like that, I was like, okay, these tobaccos are a lot different in vape, a lot different. Oh, I'm gonna pause. She's back.
I am back. So now I'm back. Dog is quiet. Daughter's in the house. Everything's settled out. They have impeccable timing, I'll tell you. Impeccable. Well, so everybody talked a little bit about their tobaccos. Let me go ahead and pull mine up so that I can go over it. And is mine up on the screen already?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. I decided to go with a bakery type tobacco, basically because it's that way more people can enjoy it. I use very basic flavors that I use very, very commonly. I use the Soho because Soho is the tobacco that I find is the most pleasing across the board to the most amount of people. It's not a heavy tobacco, but I did a couple of things with them. Banana nut bread is the banana that is the most like banana to me as well. It doesn't have that runts taste in the background. And usually when I do a banana tobacco of some sort, I enhance it with one of two different flavors. If I want to go with a creamy banana type, I enhance it with a butterscotch. Almost every single time I make a tobacco that has banana in it, there's going to be butterscotch. But if I want a greener type of banana tobacco, I enhance it with a little bit of pineapple, because that gives you the green notes and it tones down the sweetness of the banana a little bit. So it gives you a greener tobacco, and that's a different enhancer note towards a tobacco. So I did use a sweet pineapple here. I use pineapple. Flavora's pineapple is a little bit, has a little bit of green notes. It's not super sweet like the Capella one. It's not like the juicy from TFA. So it's a good balance of green notes in that pineapple. I used it low. I use it at 0.30. You can't even taste it in the vape because all it does is enhance the green notes. Let's see. What else can I say about this? Inawera Nutty Princess is the tobacco I chose to complement the banana nut bread part of the recipe, because Nutty Princess has it has hazelnut, it has almond notes, it has like peanut butter notes. It's almost on the side of being like almost almond butter. I don't know if you guys have had almond butter, but if you mix that up, so it's got that kind of texture, but it still has the dryness of a tobacco. So it's a really nice tobacco. And I used it really low in this too, because it does tend to go really strong with steep. It does get a lot nuttier and a lot drier as it goes on, and it kind of overpowers, and it'll absorb everything else if you use it high. At first, if you can vape that within the first 3 days, it's really good. But then if you use it too high, it just takes over. Okay, so using Nutty Princess and using Soho, basically those are two bakery type tobaccos. They're both on the sweet side. They're both on the bakery side. They go with a lot of different bakeries. I wanted to give it a little bit more tobacco, but I didn't want to change the actual flavor of my mix. So I chose to add in Sticks Mix, which is an NET tobacco. And I chose Cavendish because it's mild, but it'll give you the tobacco notes that you need for it. I don't typically mix with nets, but if I want to keep the flavor of a tobacco without actually changing anything, I'll throw in a little bit of a net in there. I don't publish a lot of recipes with nets in it because that's an acquired taste. Some people like it, some people don't. It's one of those things that I use for personal use when I want to enhance a specific tobacco profile, but I don't want to change the flavor. And then I use the Flavora vanilla custard to give it a little extra body and to round out all the edges. So that's the book I wrote. I think I wrote almost all those notes in here. There's probably a little bit more in my notes, but if you guys mix this, anybody in the audience or any of you guys mix this, you'll end up with a tobacco that is pleasing. It's not offensive. It has no ash whatsoever. It has very mild leathery notes. It doesn't have a lot of leaves in it. Did I add meringue to this?
You did, I believe.
I knew I was missing something.
Meringue FA at 1.5%.
Yes. And I know that sounds high for a tobacco, but when you add meringue and Soho together, it gives it a crispy. It just gives it I don't know what it does, but it is just the perfect combination. Usually, if I just for a plain Soho on the run, I use 7% Soho and 2% meringue. Period. Shake that up and walk out the door. But when I want other flavors to come in, I have to use both of those a little bit lower. Has anybody played with an Oreo Nutty Princess?
I have not.
I haven't even heard of it.
I have it. I have the Inaware Nutty Princess. Did I play with that one?
Oh my God, something
I'm
you
not
have.
sure.
Well, it is like an almond butter type flavor, but with a tobacco back note. So I chose these because I knew that some people struggle with tobaccos, and I wanted anybody that wanted to make something of ours, even if you just like bakeries, if you only like fruits, this is something that I think just about anyone should be able to make, even you, Alicia.
So I'll have to I'll mix yours up, but I gotta get Nutty Princess, the Cavendish you have, and
you don't have to get if you don't like tobaccos that strongly, so the Cavendish, you don't have to get that one. That one is for somebody who desires to make this into more of a tobacco, like I did. I needed more tobacco in this. You're not a tobacco person. The Cavendish might be the note that throws it over the edge for you. But for anybody who likes tobacco,
Soho though.
anybody who likes tobacco, the Cavendish is really good. And Sticks has another Cavendish that I played around with also. Let me look at my notes real quick. It was the butter rum Cavendish, and I was trying to pick which one of the two. I went with the straight up just Cavendish just to keep it simple, but it is interchangeable. So if you do enjoy tobaccos and you do play around with nets, I would say that you can substitute that standard Cavendish for the butter rum Cavendish, because in my notes, those are the two that I felt I could go with either or. I just decided to keep it basic.
That looks good, Jen.
Does anybody in the chat have any questions?
The Cavendish at 0.75%, what notes do you pick up like right off the bat when you use Cavendish at that percentage? Like what's the maximum percentage that you would use it in a recipe?
I don't like nets strongly, so I go from 0.75 to 2%. And what it does is it adds that natural tobacco flavor to the recipe. It just makes it more authentic. It's not like a cigarette. It's more of a cigar. It's like a specific kind of, it's not really spicy. It's got sweetness to it, but it's got a leathery note. I mean, it just added it just thickened up my recipe and made it more tobacco.
Interesting. You know what I got from the Nutty Princess in a way? Because I heard that it was really good, so I picked it up. When I put it on the like fragrance stick, I noticed a strong nutty aroma, but it was like a nondescript nut. I couldn't tell right off the bat, but it was sharp.
Almonds.
Was it almond?
I think it's almonds. I think it's like a I pick up almonds and peanuts. That's what I pick up.
I smelled something that was similar to peanuts, but behind the nuts was like a sharp, almost like pie, like smoky flavor. And I think that was the tobacco. I noticed that right away. And I was like, I'm not sure personally if I would like that. So I kept it in the cabinet. But if you're telling me it's mostly like peanut butter, is it creamy?
It is. It's creamy. It's like peanut butter. It's like almond butter. I would say that it's got heavy almond notes, but it's got stronger peanut notes up front, and then it's got a little bit of ash, and it's got plenty of leather. So it is a flavor that you want to use really low in something, and you can add it to regular bakeries as an enhancer. I would just say mix it at 0.25 standalone, that low, and test that. And then
0.25?
0.25 to 0.5. Yeah, use it low because that stuff does grow with steam.
I could tell smelling it on my like sniffer stick. I was like, this thing is kind of like strong. I don't know.
When I first bought Nutty Princess, I used it a lot, and then I overused it, and then I was done with it, completely done with it. So, and I was using it at about 1.5 to 2%. And then I was completely done with it. I tried it with chocolates because it does blend well with chocolates because of the almonds in it. It's got a bitter note, but I think that's the bitterness in almonds also. But I went to the Soho. If I had to pick one or the other, I'm going to go with Soho. And if I need Nutty Princess, I only use it as an enhancer in something. But Nutty Princess and a custard or vanilla is really nice. Just keep your Nutty Princess low.
That could be a joke, but
yeah, that could. And I was gonna put that in the name. I actually had a picture of a princess, a Nutty Princess, that I decided to keep 13.
You're funny. You know what? This is the first time I've started testing tobaccies. And Soho is true to what everybody is saying it is. It is caramel and a little bit smoky with like a pie. You know what they remind me of? I had a horrible time. The first time I started single flavor testing, right? I single flavored pie crust, TPA at 4%. Don't laugh at me. I was still learning. And I thought I knew everything, right? I was looking at all the percentages, whatever. But there is this smoky caramel, like not crusty, but pie crust, like graham cracker note to TPA that I'm finding in Soho and a lot of these other like caramel, smoky tobaccos that I started testing. It's really, really in all the RY4s, the Holy Grail RY4 and the Hangson RY4, they all have this like kind of caramel smoky note that I think people or manufacturers are passing on as like a tobacco. I don't know if I'm crazy, but that's what I think it is. Like, I swear, somebody go in their cabinet and get TPA pie crust and smell that. That's what it smells like, some of these tobaccos, especially Soho. Oh, yeah.
Don't insult my Soho. It does not smell like pie crust.
It does to me. Oh, I need like comparison. Like if you were to do like a blind taste test, like that's what, and anybody in chat, back me up. Don't laugh at me, BT Cruiser. That's the note that I'm getting because I was traumatized because I continued to vape the tester, the TPA pie crust 4%, because I'm like, I'm going to make it through this. I swear, I need to know what it's about. It didn't steep out, but there's a smoky caramel-like flavor or some sort of chemical compound that's common in these RY4s that I'm noticing. And Soho, it's kind of like that.
I would say Soho is a type of RY4. It's got heavier, nuttier notes than RY4. It's got added nuttier notes. It's got the caramel, it's got the vanilla, it's got the tobacco, it's got all of that, and then it's also got a bakery of some sort in there.
It does have a bakery. I
think it does, and that's I think why when I add the meringue to it, I think it enhances the bakery and drops the tobacco down some. So it's like a nice in between a bakery and a tobacco. I mean, that's just my take on it.
Yeah. And like very little.
A lot smoother than RY4. So for a beginner mixer, I would say that if somebody hasn't tried tobaccos, and everybody likes suggesting that they try RY4 double, and that even though that might be a great flavor, and that's where I started, I would venture to say that I'd rather them start with something like Soho because it's so mild. It's got such a mild tobacco note to it than actually RY4 double. Plus, it's very smooth.
It is smooth. I like that. I like that one a lot. That was Soho was clean and like bakery. The one, because I'm that beginner. I'm that beginner who didn't want to take, because coming off of blacks and Newports and coming into vaping, I didn't want no tobaccos, none. I didn't want to be triggered. Like that was in my head. Like, I don't know what these tobacco vapes are going to taste like. Am I going to like fall back and buy like a pack of Newports and Parliaments and Marlboro Lights tomorrow? I'm not going to deal with it. So with this,
no.
No? Oh.
No, I don't think so. I mean, tobaccos from vaping is totally different than cigarette vape.
See, but I didn't know that coming into vape. And I think there's a lot of issues with people who go into vaping and they don't want to try tobacco flavors. Like, you think they're going to be like cigarettes. Well, for me personally, that's what I thought. I was like, they're going to taste like my blacks. And then I'm like, what if I run out of my e-liquid? And so I'll go to like 7-Eleven and buy like a pack of Black and Milds. And that was in my head. So I'm like, I never, ever wanted to try tobaccos and vape. So this recipe forced me to come into contact with tobaccos again after not having them for so long. And what's nice about it is that I didn't feel like I was going to go back to cigarettes. Like, it's for sure, I felt like a twit, like a tick, like tobacco. But it wasn't.
Yeah, but it's so different.
It is very, very different. It's very different. And I wasn't expecting that, which was nice. And on top of that, not expecting to taste some of these tobaccos and them being bakery flavors, like bakery enhancers. And I was like, oh, not only is the Soho a good intro, because I kept mine with the tobacco haters in mind, because I don't like tobaccos like that. But these ones, the sweet tobacco pure and the Inawera 555 gold, I don't even taste like that ash that that I kind of tasted with some of these. It's just like nutty bakery biscuit cookie type of flavors. And they're really
good. I actually thought about using Inawera 555 gold in mine too. And then I just wanted to keep it. I just wanted to keep it basic for the middle of the road vapor. I wanted to make this recipe really basic. I mean, I'll put out all the other testers that I made this week. I can go ahead and post those later on too. But I wanted to use something that was more widely acceptable than just a strong tobacco. I know that I probably let some people down by going basic, but I just feel like for this show, and because it's such a challenge, and there's very few of us that actually enjoy tobaccos. Like the Flavora tobaccos are very nice. They're deep though. They're deep. They're strong. They're all tobacco strong. Soho is not. All the flavor art tobaccos seem to be are very strong too, except for the Soho. The flavor art RY4 is very nice as well. Shade, and I love Shade. I love FA RY4. I like Cigar Passion, Tuscan Reserve. I like that as well. So I do like quite a bit of the Flavor Art ones, and the Flavora ones. I like some of those. I'm still playing with them. Don't have the percentages down yet. I've only had them a couple of weeks, and I don't know how long they take to steep. But like I saw in the chat a little while ago, some people suggested maybe using the Cavendish from Flavora, a little bit of it in place of the net. I don't think it'll work because the Flavora one is a lot stronger. So if I was going to replace the Cavendish from Sticks, I would have to go with maybe a Burley, or maybe even Cigar Passion. I would have to go with something lighter because his Cavendish is a pretty light flavor.
What about Virginias? I didn't have any like Virginia blends, but as I was doing research on like the different types of tobaccos, those are like the sweet ones that are slightly nutty, and they have fruit, I think, in some of them.
Yeah, Virginia is very nice. I like Virginia from Flavora. That one is actually very nice. And the Virginia from I find that I think that Flavora right now is my favorite Virginia.
So you know what, besides the Soho, the ones I mentioned, for people who want to start playing with non-tobaccies, what would be your other recommendations, Jen?
Non-tobaccies, that would be RY4, Nutty Princess, 555 Gold, I don't know. I would say Shade is already going towards the tobacco realm, so that's not a really good one. TFA, Black Honey Tobacco, but that one, they've renamed it to where it's only Black Honey now because it didn't really taste like tobacco at all. It only tasted like black honey. So I guess they changed it from being a tobacco. I don't know. I'll have to think on that and maybe make a list of it so that people can play around with it. But I would say that there are definitely options out there, but you do have to go for the mild ones, and they're usually the ones that are milder are used more often. Like I personally like Desert Ship from Flavor Art. Some people think Desert Ship from Flavor Art. That one's, most people say it's really strong. For me, it's not that strong, but I would never put out a recipe in a group like this with Desert Ship in it because you guys would be all gaggy. That stuff is smoky. It's peppery. It's delicious to me. I mean, I don't eat tobaccos every day. Actually, I do. Every day I do, but it's only on a rotation. And normally I vape my tobaccos on one of these. So it's not something I'm sub-ohming. It's something that I'll use like when I'm having a drink or something like that.
Okay. Ren, what are some other, Jen's thinking? You say you also like non-tobaccies. What are some that you would recommend, especially to Exclusive Girl, because she's traumatized. She probably grew hair on her chest and had nightmares.
The Purelum tobacco bourbon is really nice. It has like this nice sweet nuttiness to it. And you don't really get a whole lot of tobacco from it, and no bourbon, which was weird because I was expecting like a Kentucky bourbon kind of essence to it, but I don't get that at all. I just get like this really nice, nutty, sweet tobacco, and you can mix that just by itself, and it's really good. The Holy Grail RY4 from, I think Flavor Shack does that one. That one's okay, but it's a little too sweet for me. I have to enhance it with like a regular standard tobacco to make it tolerable for me. But a lot of people like that one. Flavora, like I said before, it has a lot of good tobaccos. The Cavendish is really nice. It's like a sweeter tobacco. And it goes really well with fruits. So I like that one quite a lot. Yeah, that's really what's coming off the top of my head.
Oh, and you know what I just thought of for people who like fruits and want a tobacco that's fruity? Monsoon from Flavor Art has black currant notes in it. It's a tobacco, but it's mostly leafy. It's not ashy whatsoever, and it's got like a black currant, fruity tobacco note in it. I would use it low, or it does get perfumey and floral. But I mean, it's not in a bad way. So Monsoon is another one if you just want to go in the fruity sweet type cigarette or tobacco.
See, I don't get tobacco at all for Monsoon.
I don't either. I mean, I really don't. As a tobacco person, I don't get it, but people that don't vape tobacco get it.
It's weird. And like Royal from Flavor Art, I don't really get much tobacco. It just tastes very woody and clean, which doesn't sound necessarily good, but I actually do like that one. I'm not a huge fan of Flavor Arts tobaccos, but I do like Royal. I like Monsoon. I do like that Cigar Passion that you sent me. I haven't messed with the Camblin yet.
You know what?
Which one?
I do like that tobacco bourbon, but I do get a bourbon note from it. Maybe it's the percentage I used it at.
Probably.
But it's that tobacco bourbon pure. I used it at 7%, and it was really, really nice, like that nutty flavor that you're talking about. But I do get that hint of like a warm bourbon, like alcohol note right at the back of those, like that nutty flavor, and not really so much of that smoky kind of dry leaf or ash that I found with some of the other tobaccos. Just like, it's just like a nice, like bourbon nut, or is it beer nuts? Whatever that is. But that's nice too. And I'm glad you said that to me, because I had ordered a big one. The only reason why I didn't use it, because I didn't think bourbon would go with chiffon cake.
And I'll tell you one that's really good with mints. I find that Flavor Art, and I know that I keep saying this, but those are the tobaccos I've played with for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. The Flavor Art Max Blend has chocolate notes. So with chocolate notes, you add a little bit of peppermint to it and a little bit of menthol, a cooling agent to it. It's really good, but I use it really low, and I use a little bit of vanilla in it and a little bit of peppermint and a little bit of Max Blend in it at low percentages on a 50-50 mix, so that my PG is a little higher, so it's not as sweet. Because, you know, part of the reason that tobaccos don't actually taste like tobaccos to me is because we use max VG, or we use at least 75% VG, and VG is sweet already. So to kill that sweetness, you need something like Bitter Wizard, and that's still difficult to play around with. So when I want something not to be so sweet, I up my PG to a 50-50 blend and then vape it in one of these. So this has my tobacco in it, because that's what I vape out of these.
That's interesting. I never thought of changing the PG VG ratio in order to get certain notes from a tobacco. Huh.
Well, yeah, because the higher the VG, the sweeter the juice. So because VG has natural sweetness to it. So if you don't want it as sweet, you're going to have to play with that PG VG ratio.
Do you get more of a throat hit from your tobaccos then?
You do, but that's why I'm vaping in one of these. I don't vape it. I vape it like I used to smoke.
Gotcha. Alicia, what are you thinking? Are you still against tobaccos, or are you going to buy some non-tobacco tobacco?
Well, even the ones that aren't super ashy flavored, I still end up tasting it. I think it's just like a mind over matter sort of situation I got to get over. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably try a few of them. I don't know how many I'll end up buying, but I'll try your guys. I'll try yours for sure, Jen, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I can get past it, because it sounds like there's like a lot of different options out there that have a lot of different flavor profiles that would be good, especially in certain types of recipes, like the bakery ones and stuff. But
yeah, because
bakeries,
like the Nutty Princess, and the Soho, when you add it to a bakery, you can use that as an enhancer to warm up your recipe instead of as a tobacco. So small amounts of it can play magic on just regular. It's not necessarily a tobacco. It is just something you added in there to warm it up, kind of like you would cinnamon or I don't know, one of the other spices that there are out there. Even clove, you know what I mean? There's just different spices, ginger. There are spices you can add that you wouldn't want to vape, but you can add it to change its flavor.
So, a little off topic, but I made stickers, as you guys, some of you might have seen. Like, this is where I can contribute. This is where I can contribute. I made these awesome different sizes out of the logo Leilani made for us.
That's right. If y'all don't know, I created it.
And somebody might be able to win one of those stickers.
Yes.
So we actually are going to be doing a giveaway today, and it'll be to you lucky people in chat. So, I mean, you guys want to do the giveaway now? Yeah.
Let's do the giveaway.
Let's do it.
All right. So we're going to do this where it's randomly generated. So type in, I guess, XYZ into the chat if you want to participate in the giveaway, and I'll give it a couple, I don't know, like a minute or something for everyone to get something in there. And then you will, you'll win if it randomly picks your name. So.
Come on, people. Let's see XYZ in the chat.
Yeah, keep going. XYZ for sure.
I see it. It's rolling.
I made lots of these stickers, so
I love those darn stickers.
It's an extra freebie in case you guys want them. They're vinyl, so you can put them on a window and they won't come off if you want to put them on your car.
I'm gonna put them in my cup. I'm putting mine right here.
Yeah. The girls are gonna get them. You'll just have to tell me what size you want, because they can be in any size, but this isn't even actually the giveaway, although it is pretty cool. So this week's giveaway is same as last week's. We're going to go ahead and do another All the Flavors Pro account. So thank you, All the Flavors, for letting us do this giveaway. But yeah, so this is, by the way, it's holographic. And
I love that. I hate you because it's so pretty.
I love my cutting machine that I have. It does a great job. So it's I'm
excited. I can't wait.
We should contact Bryson from Flavora and tell him to make us hats.
I see we still got a couple people post an XYZ in the chat, so I'm gonna give another moment here.
You guys got 30 seconds left, so spam that chat. I'm watching. I don't have a watch. I'm watching. So, on All the Flavors Pro account, what do they get with a Pro account on All the Flavors?
You can post your recipes on there so that other people can actually see them, which is great. You can also upgrade your recipes once you accumulate enough of the points so that they get the cool borders and stuff. I think that it restricts limitations on quite a few other things. I don't know. I've had the Pro account since the beginning, so I think one of you guys who doesn't have a Pro account here right now in the chat. All right.
Oh, I have one. I don't play too much on All the Flavors, but I remember that the cost wasn't too bad, but I was like, I still got to pay. But I like the features. It's like All the Flavors is kind of your portfolio. Somebody had said that to me. All the Flavors is like your portfolio site where you can put up a very nice picture and then have your recipe displayed just the way you like them. And that's what I liked about that versus ELR. And ELR is a great place to mix and put up all different types of recipes that you like. But some of the features are definitely different with the All the Flavors Pro account. I like both, but I definitely like the look and the feeling I get when I post on All the Flavors, when I do post.
I don't know. Just I feel like it's more clean. You know,
It's
since
more clean.
it does have the paywall, I like that it prevents people from just copying another recipe and
Oh,
saving
for
it.
real?
And yeah, because well, that's you can copy a recipe and save it, and in all like in both locations. But I've noticed on like ELR and stuff, people will save it, but they'll have it be saved where it's public. So then you end up getting a bunch of duplicates of the same thing because people are saving them to their own personal list, so it's easier to find.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can see the winner. I'm going
we not chicken dinner.
I still got to random generize it. So I'm going to do it 3 times because I guess that's like an easy way.
Standard.
Here's first, second. Al. Let's see. Al is the winner.
Nice.
Yeah. So, Al, congratulations.
Al.
You have won. You get.
Oh, you won.
Yeah. Now, if you want, if you also want some of these lovely stickers, let me know and I'll make one.
Of course he wants stickers. You don't even have to ask him.
Well, guys might not want a nice iridescent little.
Hey,
why wouldn't they?
At some point, I will be getting the heat transfer vinyl instead. So then all you'd need to do is iron it onto whatever clothing. But I got to figure out what colors I want, or if I want to just get like a pack of a bunch of different colors or what. But yeah, you can put that wherever. Your car, paper, it doesn't matter. It's a sticker. So, and it's durable since it's vinyl. Yay. I love vinyl. All right. So congratulations, Al. You won all the Flavors Pro account, and yeah, stickers if you want them.
Stickers because you do want them. Don't say no. Anyway, so
did anybody see any questions in the chat that we need to address? I have access to chat, but it's very, very small since I didn't bring my other screen with me to be able to look at it. So if there's anything else that we need to address, I'd like to give them a chance to ask us any questions. So guys, if you guys have any questions, post now. Shindo says, well, it looks like next week's Black Cherry Jelly Bean. I don't know. I didn't see that. Have you guys seen that?
Black Cherry Jelly Bean with the mess?
That's what Shindo just.
Shindo's a liar. Don't trust that boy.
He's messing with me. He knows I don't like that flavor.
Okay.
You know what's Mark Fagan, he does e-juice reviews with his wife. Oh, I forgot her name. I'm so bad with names. But he recently did a review of commercial tobacco vapes. Did anybody catch that? Or maybe anybody in chat? There were some nice ones, and I was listening, like, what is he tasting and what is he like? Because he has really specific tastes and he's really picky. Like he's a chicken nuggets French guy type of linear vapor. That like he only likes one type of thing.
Nugget French fry.
Right. Like those people who eat just chicken nuggets and pizza all day, like that's their go-to food, and they don't want to try anything else. But I've never seen him vape tobaccos before. So watching him try different commercial tobacco vapes, and I think there was, I know there was the naked tobaccos. Has anybody tried naked?
I did. I tried their naked tobacco, and it's really aromatic. I can't tell what the heck is in it yet, but it was one of the ones where one of my friends that has gone to 0 milligrams wanted me to emulate it for them. So because they can't find it in the shop under 3 milligrams, they can't find 0 locally. And it was good. I ended up vaping the whole thing, and I was like, I don't know what's in it. You're gonna have to go buy it at a shop.
Was it a heavy tobacco, or was it like
no, it was not a heavy. It was nice and aromatic. It was nice. It was a little bit, it was sweet a little bit, but it wasn't overly sweet, so it doesn't have a lot of sweeteners in it. It's just very nice. It was surprisingly nice.
Interesting.
I wasn't expecting to enjoy a commercial tobacco because, typically when I vape a commercial tobacco, all I taste in it is TFA or Capella. I mean, the ones that Capella used to have, but this didn't taste like either one of those.
Naked is one of those, like, I would consider them premium commercial vapes that are always on point and pretty good. And when I saw his video on tobaccos and he was giving some of them really stellar reviews, I was interested. I was like, well, he doesn't really like tobaccos. I don't really like tobaccos. I wonder, maybe I should start playing around more. And playing with this profile, I know Alicia's like, la 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 la, tobaccos, la la la, I hate them.
I'm listening. I probably won't do anything with this lovely information that I'm getting, to be perfectly honest. I'll
Girl,
try.
I'm telling you, I wasn't into tobaccos whatsoever. My eyebrows raised. I felt like chills up my spine. I was like, oh my God, this.
And I'll tell you what, Emily's wherever she's at right now, saying, "Thank God I missed this episode."
Emily,
God,
but that girl likes tobacco. That's what's fun. She likes Soho, so that's funny to me.
She doesn't really. She vapes Soho because to her it's not like a tobacco.
Well, then Emily, if you're listening, get some of these other ones that I don't consider tobacco, and Ren doesn't consider tobacco, and of course you, Alicia, honestly, you should try it. Like people in chat, if you haven't tried tobaccos, some you will not like, but some you will definitely like and will complement your bakeries or desserts or pastries, things like that. I have ideas now. I have like grand ideas. I just don't know what I'm gonna make yet. And some of them have chocolate, like the Black Mile FE and the Black Mile SC. That's on Bull City Flavors. It has a rich, deep chocolate note. And I was very surprised with very little like ash, but you can taste tobacco. I like that one too. So, hey guys.
Those usually go well with peppermint. Again, I said that earlier, but the ones that have the chocolate notes go really well with peppermint.
There you go, people in chat. So yeah, try them out. Or if you're the type that's like Fear, who loves like tobaccos, try them out and play around and see what you like.
All right, guys. Well, it's almost time to wrap it up. I don't see any major questions in chat. Does anybody else? Don't think so. Somebody asked if Flavora tobaccos gunk up their atomizers. Nope. Flavora tobaccos have not gunked my my atomizers yet, and neither have the Flavor Art. RY4 Double from TFA does gunk up my atomizer, and definitely the Black Honey tobacco does, and so does the Black Mile from who was it? I had a Black Mile from, I think it was Seedman, Black and Mild. That stuff is gross.
Flavor Express is black. What is it? Mile Black or Black Mile?
They changed the name to Black Mile, and they have like a Black Mile Plus also.
Those aren't bad.
Those are not bad. I smelling those out the bottle. I swear it's chocolate with some sort of bakery.
Yeah, definitely chocolate. No,
definitely chocolate. So I think that's all the questions we have. So we'll close it down. We have a few people to thank as well. Alicia.
Well, we have all the flavors to thank, and Bull City Flavors for kindly providing us with some of the flavors that we used in these mixes. So thank you to both of those companies, definitely helping us out here.
Yes.
Yeah. So be sure to post the flavor profiles that you want us to create in future episodes. If your flavor profile gets chosen, you may win a prize. So yay. Mix up our recipes and rate them so that we know what you guys like about them, and try to see if you can make a better version and post that. Make sure to include, if you do post it, the hashtag MIXINVIXENS. Yeah. So thanks for joining us, guys. Is there anything anyone else wants to say?
I don't have anything to say this week. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for keeping us keeping us all laughing with your comments in chat. And while we're getting distracted looking at these comments, because I asked for questions and instead I find all kinds of stuff I don't need to look at, so I don't laugh live on the camera. And Leilani, you got anything to say?
Thank you guys for joining us in chat. Thank you, Bull City Flavors. Thank you, all the flavors. Thank you, everyone who creates flavors. Also, oh, by the way, we're free to talk about it, but Flavora is releasing their new flavors soon. So be on the watch out for that, chat. You hear me? You hear me? It's going to be delicious. They got teas and they have avocado and they have soy. So it's going to be delicious. So enjoy your vaping experience. Try different flavor profiles that you think you're going to hate, but you end up liking. It's really interesting, or you just might end up hating it more. I don't know. But it's a really great learning experience. And I think you'll gain a lot of knowledge by trying out these recipes that we made today. So be sure to write comments and tell us about your experience. Thank you kindly. Bye.
Well, what about Ren? Do you have anything you want to
Hi.
say? Very thorough, Ren. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.